Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Achando channel, and as always, I want to appreciate you for being part of us. Now we are in a political season, and political players are doing their best. Parliament was just dissolved, I think, on Thursday, and that means that we are going to witness a beehive of political activities. Yesterday, Karanja Kibichu, who is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Internal Security, gave a very disturbing news to Deputy President William Samoei Ruto.
Akianza kukuambia tusiongee, tunaongea siasa. Kama wewe ni mwizi, tutaenda kuambia wananchi usichague mwizi. Kama wewe ni mtu wa koropokwa, tutaambia wananchi usichague mtu wa koropokwa. Kama wewe ni mtu huwezi aminika hata na watoto wa mtu, tutaenda kuwashika. Tutaambia wananchi wasikuchague, na tutaendelea kuambia wananchi. Hatujaambia mwananchi yule mtu atachagua, tunamwambia angalia kama mtu ako na hizi characteristics, kama ako nazo usimchague. Kama vile saa hii nikisema hapa saa hii wewe ni mwizi, alafu uanze kuruka, na sijataja mtu jina. Ukiruka tunajua wewe ni mwizi. Otherwise hapa kuko na watu kama 1000 na hawaruki. Unaruka peke yako kwa nini? Inamaanisha iko mahali umeguzwa, unasikia hapo umeguzwa roho na tutaendelea kuwataja. Kama wewe ni mwizi, ruka tukuone. Kama wewe ni mtu wa kupora vitu za watu, kuchapa watu, kuangaisha watu, tutasema tu ndio uruke tukujue.
Karanja Kibichu actually, without calling names, indicated that William Ruto is a man who is corrupt, one who cannot be trusted with any public office. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to look at. Barely a few days after William Ruto complained about cabinet secretaries interfering with the electioneering process, Mr. Karanja Kibichu is back at it. You remember the other day he actually corroborated what his counterpart had said, that Raila Amolo Odinga, according to the statistics that they have, is leading by 60%. William Ruto complained to the European Unions about the same thing, and it did not end there. He went ahead and did a letter to the NIS board, asking them whether the position that is held by Karanja Kibichu about the statistics and the percentage of Raila lead is a position of the NIS. But even after this, Mr. Karanja Kibichu is still speaking. So I want us to try and understand. Because in politics, everything happens for a reason. It is not by accident that Mr. Karanja Kibichu is sending that coded message to William Ruto. I want us to look at the reasons why this is happening. Before I do this, ladies and gentlemen, I want to request you to take a second and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click the notification bell so that when we do a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Do not forget to share our videos and give them thumbs up. And for those who have subscribed, I want to say thank you very much for this very support. Karanja Kibichu is speaking at a very critical time in our political timetable, because Parliament has been dissolved and campaigns are just beginning. Now, my number one reason why I believe that Karanja Kibichu was speaking these words is, it is like he is giving William Ruto a counteractive message that they are not going to stop campaigning, because if you listen to that video, Karanja Kibichu actually indicated that he is a public officer, but he's also a Kenyan, and he's got every right to do politics, to show people where he thinks is the best direction, and even to show them whom they think is the best man to lead this country. And so, in my very considered opinion, I believe that Mr. Karanja Kibichu was only telling Mr. William Ruto that if you thought that by complaining you are going to stop us from doing our campaigns and showing Kenyans the direction that is necessary, then forget it. We are still going to show Kenyans what we believe is right. And so I believe that Mr. William Ruto should be prepared for tough times ahead of him, because you can be rest assured that other cabinet secretaries are going to join in. The other time it was the cabinet secretary for the IT, that was Joe Michel, and then came Fred Matiang'i, and it was corroborated by Karanja Kibichu. So William Ruto should know, according to Mr. Karanja Kibichu, that they are going to join hands, and most likely they're still going to campaign for Azimio. The other reason why Mr. Karanja Kibichu is making these statements, I think, ladies and gentlemen, he is talking from a point of authority. Remember, Mr. Karanja Kibichu is permanent secretary in the Ministry of Interior. And who is the cabinet secretary for Interior? That is none other than Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Fred Okengo Matiang'i, by executive orders from the president, was made a chief minister. He's in charge of all the other ministries and is coordinating, I think, the meetings. And William Ruto has always complained that in the second term of the Jubilee government, his duties were taken away from him and he was forced to abdicate his duties. All the other duties were assigned to Fred Matiang'i. And so when you see Karanja Kibichu, who comes from the same ministry, and remember, Interior Ministry is in the office of the president. And so when you see Karanja Kibichu speaking, he's actually telling Mr. Matiang'i that this is the president. You all know that the president and his deputy are not reading from the same page. They're actually enemies. It is in the public domain. And so Mr. Kibichu is telling William Samoei Ruto that we are the authority. We can speak whatever we want. We will do politics. And despite the fact that you complained, we are still going to do it. And somehow there is very little that you can do. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Karanja Kibichu is also speaking from a point of intelligence. He told the reporter when he was speaking with that he gets information from different quarters. And therefore he's telling Kenyans and the Kenya Kwanza as a whole that, you see, what I'm talking about is not just words that are picked anyhowly. We have got intelligence about credible leaders, about leaders who cannot be trusted, you know. So in a way he's telling Mr. William Ruto and maybe his supporters that we are not playing empty politics. We've got intelligence that some of these leaders can tear Kenya apart. And Mr. William Ruto knows very well that Karanja Kibichu is not your ordinary man. He only shares what the intelligence that he has. And I remember he also said that it is his duty not to sit on the intelligence that he has. And I think he's trying to show Kenyans that, you know, I'm being paid by taxpayers' money. And so if I've got credible information that there are some leaders who should not occupy these offices, then I should tell you. And I believe that is what he's doing. Finally, last but not least, Mr. Karanja Kibichu is sending a warning bell. He's cautioning his people. By his people, I mean, Mr. Karanja Kibichu comes from Central Province. Remember, the Azimio running mate, Madam Martha Karua, comes from Kirinyaga. And at some point, she even wanted to vie for the gubernatorial position. Anne Waiguru is also coming from that place, Kirinyaga County. And you all know that Anne Waiguru and Mr. Karanja Kibichu are not seeing eye to eye. They are actually political opponents. And so Mr. Karanja Kibichu is telling the entire Gamer Nation that, look, you seem to be following William Ruto, but you will soon regret. This is not a man who can be trusted with office. And he's seemed to be campaigning against Anne Waiguru because he comes from that place, and he has indicated time and again that he is not supporting Anne Waiguru. Remember, Anne Waiguru has got a lot of cases at her back. So Mr. Karanja Kibichu is cautioning Kenyans and Mount Kenya that we are giving you a warning. Be cautious of William Ruto. Be cautious of the Kenya Kwanza. Don't elect them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take on Mr. Karanja Kibichu. The timing was also very crucial, just a few days after Parliament was dissolved, and just maybe a week or so after William Ruto had complained And so we can always agree or disagree on this, but that is my take. Thank you for taking your time to be part of us. Bye bye.